the NDA government in Andhra Pradesh. I mean, you have witnessed, you handled the state finances and you also witnessed the state finances, what is happening right now. How do you evaluate what is the good and the bad from this particular government that you see?
Unfortunately, since I belong to a political party, whatever I might say might be looked at from a political perspective, but then facts are facts. So I have to put forward the facts. Now when you look at close to 2.5 years of governance, we can see that governance has totally failed. You can even say collapsed. The economy is doing bad, state economy. Now recently you notice that the CAG says the highest revenue deficit in the entire country of any state is Andhra Pradesh at more than 60,000 crores for the year 2024-25. The lowest growth in tax revenues, again as per your Government of India, different organizations that provide data like CAG, RBI, it says the lowest tax revenues are Andhra Pradesh, standing at 22nd position, much after the Bimaru states that we used to talk about in the past. So you can basically see that there's no money in the market. The farmer is unhappy. The laborer is unhappy. The small trader is unhappy. The government employee is unhappy and disgruntled and disenchanted. So there is not one section in society that you can see who is happy or who is upbeat or where is there is any positive thought going on. So you look at, yeah, you were about to say something.
Yeah, so the NDA government can argue that they have they inherited financially stressed Andhra Pradesh from the YSRCP. Basically, the amount of loans that they have inherited from your government is responsible, is one of the frequently cited excuse. What is your response to the charge?
So this is utterly wrong and false. The reason being, see, I can have one point of view, somebody else can have some other point of view. But the data and facts that are provided by RBI, CAG, legislature cannot be wrong, right? 2014 to 19, the then NDA government, or the same Kutami that was there, 2014 to 19, even though it broke up somewhere in between. So they borrowed at a rate, at a CAGR of 22 plus percentage points, more than 22%. Year on year, that is 2014 to 2019. If there was a debt of 100 rupees in 2014, on a year on year it became 122, then became 146. So that is how it grew. Whereas 2019 to 24, when we were in government, YSRCP, with COVID, with distress and stress throughout the world, global, still our debt increased well within the limits that were stipulated by FRBM, and we grew at approximately 13 points. So they grew at 22 plus points between 2014 to 19. We grew at only 13 points when compared to them between 2019 and 24. That is 2019, if we inherited 100 rupees, we grew at 113, then 127. That is how we grew. Okay, so then who made bigger debt? Who borrowed more? Obviously they borrowed more. Then this whole false propaganda about 10 lakh crores, 11 lakh crores, 12 lakh crores, all this is proved wrong. They now in the government, on the floor of the legislature, in the legislature, through various documents that have been submitted, they said the debt is only 3,71,000 crores that we borrowed. The money that we borrowed. So how can you say that they, in fact, it is the other way around. We inherited a distressed and stressed financial fiscal position. when we formed the government in 2000, not them. Similarly, in 2024, what they inherited is far better off than what we inherited, the fiscal position in terms of stress in 2019. So this is all complete. See, you keep on lying, and why do people care so much about credibility? It is because at some point in time, public are going to judge you. So you cannot just get away by saying whatever comes to your mouth. So the RBI cannot go wrong, CAG cannot be wrong, then the national organizations, various figures cannot be wrong, the state legislature cannot be wrong. Moreover, you produce the documents, right? You place the documents, you table the documents. As per your documents, you borrowed far more. And we borrowed much well within our limits. In fact, about 16,000 crores of money was over borrowed by them by 2019, by the time we assumed office. So that 16,000 crores was deducted from our borrowing space between 2019 and 24. Similarly, the case of power, you take any sector, their performance utterly poor. It's just that they are propped up. They are propped up by various sections in society, mainly the media and people who support them, to make it appear that they have done well and we have not done. It is exactly the opposite. Anybody with an open mind, anybody who can read certain documents, anybody who can accept facts, anybody who actually has a broad understanding of national finances and state finances, they can easily make out that whatever they are saying is wrong, false.
Talking about borrowings, I mean, one of the major investments for this government, even when it was 2014 to 19 or now, is obviously the capital. No? There's an intense debate between your party and the TDP about having a decentralized capital initially, and once they are again going back with Amaravati, you are suggesting something Mr. Jagan had suggested, the Mavigan, Machilipatnam, Vijayawada and Guntur. Just tell us what is the idea behind Mavigan, and do you think the capital issue created any political losses for your party eventually?
So basically it is like this. Any falsehood or lie is lapped up easily by the public because the public are normally innocent. Any truth is sunk in or can be understood very slowly because again the public are very... But now it is for the political party and the leadership whether we consciously provide lies and falsehood to the public and gain politically, or we speak the truth and have a long-term vision. So this is basic. Now, you come to the capital issue. Now, what is the mandate given to any government, whether it's YSRCP or whether it's TTP or any other political party? Is it to build an administrative capital or to build a city? It is to build a capital. So what is a capital? A capital basically consists of certain buildings and infrastructure that is required to provide office space to the headquarters, to the employees who are working in the headquarters, to various head of departments, some residential accommodation for the legislators, for the chief minister, for the governor, etc. This is what the capital is. So that means it all amounts to, translates to certain lakh SFT in the form of office buildings and certain lakh SFT in the form of residential quarters. And the priority going to office buildings, residential quarters coming at a later date, right? This is what a capital is about. Now, for this, why do you require to build a city? So who asked you to build a city? Who gave you the mandate to build a city? Cities grow on their own. You don't build cities. No greenfield city other than one in the whole world, Astana, I think, for various reasons, has been successful. You go to Burma, has it been successful? No. You go to any country, has it been successful? No, it cannot be. You cannot build a city. You can only build. Now, practically, if there is a small issue in our own residence, how long does it get? How long does it take to get a plumber? How long does it take to get an electrician to fix a light or a tap? Is it that easy to build cities? Moreover, do you have the money? You yourself are saying that post reorganization of the state, you are in debt. Your committed expenditure is far exceeding this is your statement, not ours. And now, can you build something only on debt? You are contradicting yourself. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is constantly contradicting himself. Mr. Narayana, who is the Minister for Municipal Administration, is constantly contradicting not only himself, contradicting his Chief Minister and his government. So, this is a bunch of contradictions that are going on. See, basically, when the reorganization of the state took place, a mandate was given to a committee through the Act of a Parliament, Reorganization Act, where the head of the committee was Dr. K. Sivaramakrishnan, who was a very renowned expert in urban planning and environment. He was assisted by a committee that consists of environmental and urban and architectural specialists who were picked up from the entire country, brought together from the country. So what did they say? What does the report say? The gist of the report says that this is a very difficult area. It is not just a simple place that you can build something. It basically is a river floodplain. So what's a river floodplain? A river traverses. When a river traverses, it has banks. Then only in certain points during the course of the river, the water from neighboring tributaries evacuate into the river. Therefore, in that particular point, whenever the river is in flood or swells, the water again floods and then this is inundated. So this is the area where you're talking about constant inundation that is going to take place forever, for eternity. And this present government, it hopes to tackle this challenge by having pumps. Is it possible to pump water when a river is in flood? In an area, see, the people over there are innocent people, innocent farmers. You have about 30,000 acres that is already taken by land pooling. About 30,000 farmers, that is every farmer who approximately owns about 1 acre of land. So until now, that farmer and his family was basically surviving and making a livelihood and living on that 1 acre of land. That farmer and family were doing fairly better than most of the farmers in the state with that 1 acre of land. It means it is such fertile land that you get so much of economic benefit out of the crop that they are able to sustain not only themselves, their family. Now you have taken that away from them. And you hope to build a city in a place that has been advised strongly against. What is our policy? Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy said, taking cues from history, from the Sribag Pact of 1930s to the formation of the Andhra state, reorganization of Andhra state from Tamil Nadu, then integration of Telangana into Tamil Nadu, then taking various points of time in history and instances like your gentleman's agreement, your 8-point formula, your 6-point formula, your Sri Krishna committee report, your Sivanamakrishna committee report, and decided that the future of this state is safe and secure through decentralization, not through centralization. That is the reason that we had made village secretariat as a model of administration at the Gram Panchayat level and the municipal level. That is where we made new revenue divisions. That is where we formed new subdivisions in police. That is also where we said administration will take place equally from 3 different places in the state, partly from North Coastal, partly from Coastal, and partly from Rayalaseema, where going back to the Sribag Pact of 1930s, pre-independence, they said Vizag, because of various inherent advantages it has, will be the administrative, where the administration will take place from. The legislature will operate from Guntur and the court will operate from Rayalaseema, that is Karnool. This is our plan for decentralization and administration.
What's the idea of Mahavigans, sir? I mean, fine, they are going with Amaravati, but you're pitching it as an alternative, and there are fertile lines there also. Just kindly tell us what was the idea.
Correct. I'll explain to you. Now, Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, during his term as Chief Minister from 2019 to 24, said, just in accordance with what I just explained in what I told you just now, he said decentralization is the way forward. But 2024, when this Kutami came to power, they did not accept decentralization because they have the mandate. What they did was, they said we'll have a centralized administration, centralized, where 9 cities, the health city, the legal city, the education city, all cities basically put into one area called Tullur Mandal. So what is Amaravati? Amaravati is basically one Mandal, Tullur Mandal. So the entire state's future, the entire state's revenue, the entire state's debt the debt, the revenues and the future of 6 crore people is now put into one mandal. That is their plan for the way forward, plan for the future. What Mr. Jagannath Reddy said is, okay, now that you are not accepting our decentralized proposal for Vizag and Guntur and Kurnool, at least now, don't again continue with this big blunder that you are doing now. Machilipatnam, Vijayawada and Guntur. This is a place which already has a population of almost 3 million. So, instead of spending so much of money on infrastructure, making debt, etc., and going and spoiling and disturbing this rich agricultural lands in a place that is a river floodplain which is going to be inundated someday or the other. Instead of that, a part of that, as plan B, a part of that money, you add infrastructure in the area that is already having some infrastructure. Now, Machilipatnam has a port. It is already connected to the highway. Through Bharatmala, various development programs have taken place. National highways they are presently now available. Then Vijayawada has a railway station. We have railway lines. We have an airport. So instead of trying to create new airports, trying to build new railway, trying to create new infrastructure, whatever is there, make use of that. Through a small portion of the money that you are going to sink into that area, you start building that infrastructure that you require here, so that one, it is easier on you. It is less costly, less expensive, and also your gestation period is going to be less, and your economic activity is going to improve quickly. That is his plan B.